Here at the Double-A Somerset Patriots, Steven Cusumano joined alongside Yankees right-handed pitcher Clayton Beeter. Clayton, first and foremost, great to have you back, and we appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here.
Well, let's tell your baseball story here, because you were traded to the Yankees, trade deadline 2022, and immediately reported here to Somerset, made a name for yourself, and now you've made the big leagues. Take us through that ride and what it's been like for you.
Yeah, I mean the last couple of years have been really good for sure. Getting traded here, felt like kind of a fresh start and pretty good blessing, and was able to perform well here and meet a lot of great guys and a lot of great staff.
And for you growing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you were a Rangers fan growing up. What was it like being traded for a guy that you kind of grew up watching, Joey Gallo?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Everybody back home got a good kick out of that, and it's just crazy how the world works.
And take me through the story of when you're traded. How did you find out? Who were you with? Where were you? All of those details.
It's a wild one. So I was riding with my buddy to a road trip. I think it was a Tuesday, so we were driving to the road trip in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and somebody on the bus texts me and says, "Hey, look at Twitter. What's going on?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And so I look at Twitter, and sure enough, I see like my name everywhere that I'm getting traded, and that's the first thing I heard of it. And so I call my agent, asked the Dodgers what's going on, and ended up getting to Fayetteville and got a call from Kevin Reese here, and ended up just getting in an Uber right back to Tulsa to pack my stuff up and come to Somerset. So it was pretty wild.
And what were kind of your first impressions of the Yankees organization from the time you get that call to when you're on the mound here in Somerset?
It was all good. They were really good at, just telling me straight up I'm coming to Somerset and get my travel all set up. And then once I got here, all the guys here actually gave me like a full tour of Somerset facilities, and kind of made fun of it, and felt like I fit right in. Everybody was, we were all pretty similar and got along well with each other. And then obviously had a great team here that we were in the playoff. I think already they had clinched in the first half, and then we were already winning the second half too. So was able to just jump right in and help win games, and then obviously led to a championship.
What do you remember most about that run? Because that was such a talented team where we've seen about 20 guys from that team in 2022 in Somerset have been big leaguers now, including yourself. What do you remember about just being part of such a talented team?
Yeah, I mean, I said it when I was here, and even the next year after that, like that was probably the most fun I've ever had playing baseball. We all showed up every day, and we're just really close with each other, and just prioritized winning, but also we're having a great time at the same time. So it's obviously a lot more fun when you're winning, but I feel like off the field too, we had such a good group of people that made it even better and probably even easier to win.
Now, going back to that transition from the Dodgers to the Yankees, when the Yankees acquired you, you were pretty much working as an opener. You'd never gone more than 4 innings in a professional game. What was the conversation like when the Yankees essentially told you you're going to be built up as basically a full-time starter?
Yeah, that was something that I was, yearning for the whole time I was with the Dodgers. And so to get here and then them immediately tell me, hey, we think you can be a big league starter and we want to, stretch you out, that was music to my ears. And, I fully believed that I could do it. And so it was really, really nice to be able to, have that opportunity.
Are there any major differences that come to mind immediately when you think about the Dodgers and Yankees organizations?
No, they're pretty similar. I feel like both organizations are really, really good at developing pitching, each kind of in their own way. But obviously, you see the numbers. We got tons of players that have made the big leagues, and they do too from their minor league system. So definitely blessed to have been in 2 great organizations.
Now, fast forward to this year, you've got about a half season of AAA experience under your belt, and your status in spring training was very well documented. You were competing for a spot on the opening day roster with some close friends of yours, guys like Will Warren, Luis Heel in the conversation, obviously. What was that spring training like, knowing that you were in that type of a competition, and what was it like understanding that you ended up getting the spot on the opening day roster?
Yeah, I mean, there honestly wasn't too much conversation the entire spring training. I think that's more of outside conversations that a lot of people like to talk about, but everybody in there was just trying to get better every day. And obviously when Garrett went down, nobody wanted that to happen, so then I guess it seemed like it turned into guess, a competition for the last spot. But we were all just doing our thing and trying to get better, and we all ended up having great camps, and I was just blessed to be able to get up there for opening day and get in a game. So it was really fun.
What was that conversation like when you found out?
Yeah, it was just Cash sat me down the day before we left and was like, "Hey, you pitched really well, and we want to bring you to Houston, and congratulations." So it was obviously hearing it from him is pretty cool. And then Boone had called me because they were in Mexico and congratulated me too. So it was awesome.
And you have one of the really unique big league debut stories. Opening weekend in Houston. First of all, you grew up in Texas, and then you threw 3 pitches and got 3 outs. What was that like? How quickly that went by on you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to get 3 outs as quick as I can, but went by a little too fast. Honestly, I didn't really. It's like a blink of an eye, but it was. I mean, it was awesome. I couldn't have asked for anything better. And then, obviously, like you said, my family's there. My dad actually grew up in Houston, so a lot of his side of the family still lives there, and just a lot of people that have followed me and watched every game from High A and the Midwest League to Somerset to Scranton, all getting to be there was awesome.
And it's obviously been a roller coaster of the season. After that, you went down to AAA, pitched really well, and you've been sidelined a few months now. What's it been like rehabbing and just kind of getting to pick the brains of some of the other guys down there and on your way back to getting healthy, which you are now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it hasn't been an ideal year, but thankful to be back healthy now. And like you said, there's some guys down there, Scott Efros, Lou Trevino, a couple names that come to my head, but just watched a lot of the big league games, which you don't really get to do when you're playing in the minor leagues. So I guess that was a good thing. And then got a lot stronger, got a lot healthier, and got a better routine of how to take care of my arm, which felt like I had a good one before, but you can always get better at everything. So that's some good things came out of it.
And bouncing back to spring training, obviously as a guy that was invited to big league camp, you're working with a lot of really talented and established big leaguers. What's maybe one lesson that you took from that immediately comes to mind for you with working with some of those guys?
Probably the catchers, I'd say, were the biggest help. Obviously I played with Wells a lot, I played with Ben a lot, so some familiar faces got me comfortable, and then got to meet Jose Trevino, and every time we would pitch, whether it was me, Will, Chase, anybody, they would always make a point to come talk to us the next day and say what they thought of our stuff, and then some of the hitters too, if we faced them, let us know what they thought. And it's just really good to hear it from their perspective. Obviously they're there for a reason, and they've got Trevino is one of the best minds behind the plate in the game, so he was a tremendous help for me.
Well, you've got a great mind yourself. One of my favorite facts about you is that you were the valedictorian of your high school. Have you always been just that smart guy, or what was that like coming up as a guy that got that kind of an honor?
I guess, yeah, God blessed me with, a good mind, but I honestly, I always saw school more as like a competition, so I guess that's, helped me in baseball too. I'm just very competitive, and so even in high school, I was just wanted to be the best, whether it was at school or baseball or football, whatever it was.
And lo and behold, you get traded to one of the top organizations in all of sports. You had that one appearance so far down in Houston. What do you anticipate it being like walking to Yankee Stadium and taking that mound before such a ruckus and great fan base in the Bronx?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I still haven't been to Yankee Stadium yet, so that's something I can still look forward to, and watched a lot of games on TV, so it's just an unreal atmosphere, I'm sure, and Yankee fans are the best there is. So to be able to go out in front of them and in a city that I'm not very familiar with, from the South, so it's a lot different up here. But I'm excited to get introduced to it, see the new part of the country, and be able to pitch in a place that demands so much excellence, and because obviously I demand excellence out of myself too. So.
Absolutely, and we're very excited to see it too. Clayton, thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, no problem.